Welcome to the Bear and Wolf Sanctuary. We are nestled deep within the Black Forest, and this is one of Europe's premier sanctuaries for bear rescue, wolf rescue and rehabilitation. This is not a zoo, this is not an animal park, this is 10 hectares of safety. Join us as we see if they're out of bed. So hopefully we are through the hibernation period now with the bears. As I say, this is quite a challenging drive getting up here. We are deep. It took us about an hour of winding roads, but well worth it. Majority of the bears here, you can probably see from the videos here, have been rescued from bear baiting, bear dancing, circuses, all the relics of cruelty. So there's some really nice stories as you go around and see what you can. They're very much in wild habitat here, so this video may be a lot of nice scenery and the odd glimpse of a bear or a wolf, but that is the intention. They're left very much alone. I believe the wolves are now part of a reintroduction into the Black Forest. I know there's an active program now, but this is, I say, it's quite a hike round here, but we've got our walking shoes on. Let's go and see who we can find. These fellas are the European brown bears. I have my very long extension, so let's have a look over. This guy's definitely had his salad for lunch. Oh, they're definitely out in the sun. Say it's Easter Monday, so very lucky. It's been very grey down below, but seem to have popped out into the sun. You are very much their guests here. We're kept at full arm's length. They've got running water, rivers all the way through here. Just reading about, can't see over the very back there's a black bear who's a dancing bear, and he still chews his knuckles. He says don't worry, he's not stressed, he's been well looked after, but it's quite sad. He's coming to say hello. Beautiful. It's quite heartbreaking, some of the stories. I try and touch on a few because I think it's important. I'm not sure on the story on these guys. His mate's over here in the corner. If we can work our way over to him. A beautiful day to be chilling out by his river. Definite après lunch snooze.
Oh, it's so sad about that.
Well, our first sighting of some wolves up the back here. One was very much focused on digging a hole. I think we'll be able to get over onto the top to see him a bit closer. Give you an idea of how beautiful this is up here and how deep we are into the forest. Look at this for a swing round. Absolutely stunning. Our house is about 1,000,000 miles over those hills. Long drive back. But yeah, 10 hectares all the way through this valley. We've only just really started. and a lot of it is no public access whatsoever for the true rehabs. A lot of the bears, who are saying, have arthritis as well from their living conditions, but they're actively working on that. I dread to think what this guy's eating. Something very tasty. To play Spot the Wolf. There he goes. Joining his friend. Coming up the top here to the medical bear rehabilitation centres, right up above the valley. Obviously no public access whatsoever. So on the secondary bear rehabilitation area, they actually need a quiet private area because a lot of these bears are traumatized from human contact. So they're trying to create a new area. They're after 300,000 euros to finish it. They're on 150,000 euros. So they're getting there. So I'll put the link in shot. There's a QR and a website should you feel you'd like to help. Give them a little bit of promotion, and you can also freeze frame and read what they're doing here. It's a nice little area here. They've got the part below us where the public can look down on the bears, but the bears have got their own bridge, so they can climb up and over into the forest here, which is still fenced, but it's well away from all public view, although they do a good job of keeping you at a fairly good distance, giving them their privacy. And obviously there's a lot of very distressed bears here which are kept well away. So this is the story of Agonis, Albanian bear, originally used as a restaurant prop, kept out on a terrace, and then 2016 this organisation got involved, went up to rescue her, put her over to the Tirana Zoo as an intermediary holding house, and is in this enclosure now. Haven't seen her yet, but we will have a look. There's a warm your heart. There's the crate where they rescued her, and these are some of the first shots of when she was released here. And it just says freedom. So as we come up to the top here, we've got the wolf rehabilitation zone, sign saying please be quiet. So obviously I'll keep my voice to a whisper. It's all fully shielded off from the public this side to give them some privacy. And basically they're just saying we need peace and quiet to heal, having been rescued from God knows what. We should be able to see from the other side, but I believe these are mainly European wolves. These guys are thoroughly chilled behind this fence. I can get the camera high enough, I think, to see where they're asleep in the sun. It's absolutely gorgeous. Up towards the top end of the park to show you a couple of things. How beautiful is this? The river, this runs right through the park, through the wolf rehab, down through the bears, and up on the top here is how far they've got so far with building the new bear rehabilitation area. Done all the edges and fencing, sectioned off the forest, no public access. But what a beautiful spot. Okay, we're coming around the top, well away from it, so you'll have to strain your eyes, but this is the back end of the European wolf rehabilitation section. One up on the roof, one running around and one fast asleep in the mud. That's what this place is all about. They have an inane fear of humans as well from their past, so a lot of what we've been reading is they need to be kept at this kind of distance to keep the stress levels down while they recover. But they look like they're doing very well. As you can see in the distance, he's rolling around on his back in the sun. The other one's up on the roof, chilled out, but I can't zoom in on that guy down the bottom, but trust me, if you can't see him, he's by the water, completely upside down, legs in the air, sunbathing. Okay, as we come down from the wolf rehab, I found Agonis, the Albanian bear, tucked just down here. Really healthy and robust looking compared to the pictures we just saw. Keep my voice down because we're quite close, down by the river. One very lucky bear and one great organisation for the work they're doing. Just reading about Agonis still suffering quite a lot of trauma from obviously the history and background, but to give you an idea of the scale of the enclosure, if you can call it that, it's all the way up to that bridge. It's got a full river running through it, and it's as far as I can see. I mean, we are talking hectares of rehab and escapism. Seems very happy down there at pre-lunch, looking for maybe a drink. You might just be able to see Agonis right down the end, just following through the habitat here now, just to give you an idea. Still can't see the end of this, but it really is quite something. Just read rather a nice corporate philosophy here on one of the boards saying problem bear or problem humans. It's a really nice way of looking at it. Okay, as we're coming down to the bottom enclosures here, or the habitats, these are more Albanian rescues from similar fates. There's 3 of them apparently in here. One very chilled, second down the middle there is having a giant mixed salad. And the third is adopting a rather strange position on his pipe. This is Gaia, who we met earlier chilling out in the sun in the rehab park. Rescued out in 2020 from this kind of horror. And always a nice part with right on the initial release into the sanctuary. And Franca, who I believe was sitting on his pipe. Rescued out here in 2019 from some horrible French circus. Poor old thing there. But as you've just seen, no longer, poor thing, obviously carries a lot of trauma, but is in the right place. And the big fella that was up by the fence, Daria, is an ex-zoo bear rescued from a zoo in Spain. In these kind of conditions. And as you saw, very chilled out today up by his fence. I do like this picture as well. I think this is Artos. And he was an Albanian performing bear rescued out. So Isa was a wild bear in Italy, in Trentino, fending for herself in the garbage and sleeping in pipes. Was rescued in 2021. Come the happy pictures. She says she loves other animals and people, but also appreciates the peace and quiet. As you come down towards this end of the valley, they've also rescued a couple of European lynx, and look at this beauty. See if we can find his or her friend. But yeah, again, I think I read further back that these were both taken out of a badly run animal park or a circus or something alike. See if I can find a bit more as we go down. Excuse possibly the flicker rate on this, but these were the bears that were rescued from Trentino when they were out fending for themselves. Footage from 5 or 6 years ago. There's some of the facilities down the bottom here. We've got a fairly good sized restaurant and cafe that's sheltered, as you can tell. This is deep Black Forest weather. Blazing sun 1 minute, blue skies that way, rain coming in, and you wouldn't put it past it to snow even in April. It changes by the minute. So definitely wear some walking shoes and bring an umbrella. Also got plenty of parking down the bottom, bit of a walk up, be prepared. It's not epic, it's a couple 100 metres. Got toilet facilities up the top here. Nice little shop. You can donate as well, should you choose, which you should if you're coming up here. I think it's about €13 for an adult to get in, which is not bad at all when you consider pretty much all of that goes straight back into the park. And you can see the work they're doing on the new rehab as well. They're really starting to power towards that now. if you can see, having his lunch down here is another big European lynx. He's quite hidden behind that bit of leaf, but rightly so. And apparently this one was rescued from a zoo who no longer wanted him, and he was due to be put down. And there he is, enjoying a bit of sanctuary and a bit of lunch in a very nice area right by the river. Shall we finish up by going to the seniors' residence and see some of the old timers and those that have been here probably since the beginning. So let's meet Franca and his friend. They are a pair rescued from performing show in France. 2019 they came here, and they were kept apparently in the dark and fed rats. Disgraceful. But now look at them. Both apparently still quite traumatised, suffering psychological and emotional conditions. But this is a massive enclosure they're in here, obviously with the river. And apparently both doing very well now, very healthy, but will always carry this with them. But it is heartwarming to see him munching away on some pears, some apples and some carrots. That's what it's all about. I'll leave the film in here with one thought. This guy on the left. From this to this. It's the oldest bear in the park. A nice way to close the video.